Shabbos, stay tuned. There's a Gavaldiga podcast. Rabbi Steve Geller does a Gavaldiga Zach, and that'll be coming out this week. Torah Giants on Chumash. Shalom Uvrach, and welcome to the weekly piece on the Parsha from Torah Giants on Chumash, written by Rabbi Yitzchak Meir Goodman, the Rabbi Emeritus of Young Yisrael Rockaway. Sit back and enjoy.
Welcome to Torah Giants on Chumash. I'm Steve Geller. So who sold Yosef? We all grew up with the mental images of what happened with the brothers selling Yosef to the passing Midyanim, who brought Yosef to Egypt on a spice cart and sold him to Potiphar. That sounds about right, but is that what the Torah really says? Midianite merchants passed by, they pulled Yosef up from the pit and sold Yosef to the Ishmaelim for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Yosef to Egypt. 8 passukim later, the Midianites sold him to Egypt, to Potiphar, an officer of Paro, the chief of the slaughterers. So that's a little unclear. According to Rashi, Yosef's brothers sold him to the Ishmaelim, who sold him to the Midyanim, who then sold him to Potiphar. Except, the Torah later notes that Potiphar bought him from the Ishmaelim. To resolve this internal contradiction, Ibn Ezra and others suggest that all these groups are really one with interchangeable names. Alternatively, reading the passukim carefully, according to the Rashbam, Rabbeinu Bechaya, and the Chizkuni, the brothers never actually sold Yosef. Rather, while the brothers were sitting some distance away from the pit discussing Yehuda's plan, the passing Midianite merchants kidnapped Yosef. Returning to the pit and hearing nothings, the brothers simply presumed Yosef was dead. From this perspective, we now understand the midrashic view that the pit contains snakes and scorpions. Perhaps originally they thought the pit was empty, as the pasuk says. After all, Reuven had hoped to save Yosef by throwing him in the pit and pulling him out later. But now they may have heard these creatures and assumed the worst. And this explains the brothers' utter blindness to Yosef's identity in Egypt, despite the pointed tricks Yosef was playing on them. Had the brothers sold Yosef to an Egypt-bound merchant, they wouldn't have presumed that he was dead. They threw him in the pit, now he's gone, and they sensed the dangerous animals in the pit. They wouldn't imagine him alive in Egypt, no matter how strikingly this man resembled Yosef. And here's the kicker. Neither the Torah nor Yosef's brother ever state that they sold him. The brothers come close, but ultimately they speak only of causing him anguish. We're guilty regarding our brother. We saw the anguish of his soul when he pleaded with us, and we did not listen. Did I not say to you the following? Do not sin against the lad, but you did not listen. Later, the brothers said, perhaps Yosef still bears a grudge against us, and he will certainly repay us for all the evil we did to him. This is what you should say to Yosef. Please forgive the transgression of your brothers and their sin, for they did evil to you. But it's Yosef who suggests that they sold him. Do not worry and do not be angry with yourselves that you sold me here, for it was to preserve life that Hashem sent me here before you. According to the Chizkuni, Yosef mistakenly assumed that they sold him when he found himself being extricated from the pit by the Binyanim. And we can now resolve the contradiction in the Torah without lumping together the Binyanim and the Yishmaelim as the Ibn Ezra does. In chapter 39, the Torah is correct. Potiphar bought Yosef from the Yishmaelim. In our chapter, the final verse follows a break in the narrative and may therefore be summarizing the main points in the story. First, the Midyanim, not the brothers, sold Yosef. Second, Hashem's purpose was to get Yosef down to Egypt, where the next chapter of Jewish history was to unfold. So by pulling him from the pit and starting the process of sending Yosef to Egypt, the Midyanim sold him to Egypt, not in Egypt. So according to this opinion, the Torah is teaching us that although the brothers only planned to sell Yosef, it's as if they did so. For how could the righteous sons of Yaakov HaTzadik even consider such an act? After abusing Yosef, mocking him, throwing him into the pit, had the Torah made the kidnapping by the Binyanim crystal clear, we would have considered ourselves innocent and patted ourselves on the back all these centuries. Therefore, Hashem wanted us to feel as if we had actually done the deed by the terrible ways the brothers treated Yosef, up to even planning to sell him. So what did we learn? We learned that thinking about sending this beautiful Torah to friends and family just isn't enough. But don't worry, because it couldn't be easier. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the share button, which copies the link to this video, allowing you to simply paste it into emails, Facebook, texts, WhatsApp groups, or your social media of choice, and will all help realize the potential of Rabbi Goodman's life's work, Torah Giants on Chumash.